Welcome to the Open Dental Patient Portal webinar. In this webinar, we will go over what the service is and how to activate it. The Patient Portal is an e-service hosted by Open Dental, which gives patients instant access to their health information. It also allows providers and patients to exchange private, secure Webmill feature messages, plus more. To be able to use the Patient Portal, an e-connector is required. To access the Patient Portal, you can click on eServices and Patient Portal. From here, you can either copy to the clipboard and paste the link on your desired browser, or you can click on Navigate URL to launch the Patient Portal. One thing to keep in mind, however, is that to be able to get access to the Patient Portal, you need to have a login account. There is currently two different ways to create accounts for the Patient Portal. The first way would be by creating an invite, which you can do in this eServices Patient Portal window. By clicking on Add Invite at the bottom, you can select when to automate this invite. You can either click on Before Appointment or After Appointment to select when the patient receives their invite. You can have it be 2 hours after the patient comes in for their appointment, or you can have it be done a week before the patient comes in for their appointment. To modify the subject and the body of the invite, you can click on the very top line here to modify the subject line, and to modify the body of the email, you can click on Edit at the bottom right. Once you're done making all your changes, you can hit OK to save everything. Once you have an invite, it'll be on the far right side. And to activate the invite, all you need to do is click on Activate Invites. You'll see an indicator saying that your invites are now active. Aside doing automated Patient Portal invites, you can also enable access to the Patient Portal by going to the chart module. Once you have a patient selected, like in my example, I have Harris Smith. If you go to the chart module, you can activate it through the patient info section in the bottom left side. In case you don't see the Patient Portal field, then all you need to do is activate it by going to Setup, Display Fields, and Chart Patient Information. From there, on the right side, in the list of available fields, you will see Patient Portal. Once you have Patient Portal on there, you can go ahead and move it over to the left side by highlighting the field and clicking on the arrow pointing towards the left. You can decide to leave the Patient Portal at the very bottom, or you can move the field all the way up to the very top so you have easier access to it. Once you see the Patient Portal and it says no access, you can enable access for a patient by double-clicking on it and clicking on Provide Online Access. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that for a patient to be able to use the Patient Portal and receive an invite or have access to their online account, they need to have a valid email, phone number, address, and date of birth entered in the system. If you're missing any of those required fields, when you click on Provide Online Access, you will get a pop-up asking you to fill that out. But if the patient has all the right information filled out, once you click on Provide Online Access, it'll generate a username and a password. For my example, I'm going to go ahead and customize the username and the password and hit OK. I will get a prompt asking me to print these settings in case I want to hand this over to a patient. For my example, I'm going to go ahead and press No. Once you press OK, you will notice that on the left side, it now says Patient Portal Online. This indicates that the patient now has a Patient Portal account that they can access online. Once the patient has access to the Patient Portal, they can go ahead and head on over to the site and log in, which will look a little something like this. As you can see in my example, I entered the username and password that I just generated. And in the top left of the window, it does have the name of my practice. From there, I can click on Sign In. And the first time you sign in, you will be prompted to change your password or your username. In case you need to change your password, you can do so by clicking on your name and change password. From here, you will get access to all the different modules that are available within the patient portal. The first window here would be the Appointments module, and in the Appointments module, it gives the patients access to a view-only list of all their appointments, both previous and future, or scheduled appointments. As you can see here, I had a scheduled appointment on August 4th of 2021, and I had an appointment completed on July 1st of 2021. There is an Action Needed tab right here, which allows patients to schedule their own recalls if you have the WebSketch recall feature enabled. From there, we have the Account module, which shows patient balances and statements, which then you can go ahead and grab a copy of it and save onto your computer. The Plan module, or the Treatment Plan module, shows you all the saved treatment plans that a patient has. And once again, all of these modules are view only. They can't modify or cancel any of the information on these windows. As that's the treatment plan, we also do have the Webmill feature, which allows patients to securely reach out to the provider by creating an email through here. You can send any communications you like, and it will all be secure. We have the treatment or the patient care summary, which gives patient care information about your patients. As you can see here, it has both members of the family and it shows their basic information. And last but not least, we also have the Images module, which allows patients to download and view images that you specifically save on their account. One thing to keep in mind is that you do need to have a specified folder in your Images module to be able to do this. An example of this would be by going back to the Imaging module and going into Setup and Definitions. And once you're on this section, go to Image Categories. You want to make sure that you either A, have a folder called Patient Portal, or 2, just select one of these folders to be shown in the Patient Portal. To be able to do this, all you need to do is double click on it and check the box that says Show in Patient Portal. This indicates that any images that you save to the specified folder will show up online for the patient to download. As you can see here, I do have a picture of a chicken that I can go ahead and move over to the Patient Portal folder. And when I do this, it does allow the patient to download this when I go back to the Images module in their Patient Portal. As soon as I refresh the window, as you can see, the file is available for download, and I can go ahead and view it. Once you get a feel for all the different modules in the Patient Portal, if you wish to enable or disable specific ones, you can always do so by going back into your Open Dental. If you click on eServices and Sign Up, there is another tab called More Settings. In this section, you can enable or disable specific features of the Patient Portal. In case you don't want to have the Treatment Plan module open, then you can click on that to deactivate it, as well as any others you don't like. If you only want to have patients get access to view their appointments, you can uncheck everything and just leave appointments active, or images as well. Once you hit Submit, it'll retain these changes, and it'll reflect within the next 15 minutes of submitting these changes. Once you do that, it'll enable or disable whatever features you checked or unchecked. Aside from this, you also do have the option of customizing your secure emails that you send out through the Patient Portal. To be able to do this, you can click on eServices and head on back over to the Patient Portal button. And at the very bottom here for the notification email, this is the subject line that the patient receives as well as the body. One thing to keep in mind is that if a webmail is sent through Open Dental, it does not send it directly to the patient's email. Instead, they get this message, which tells them to log into their Patient Portal account to view their message. To be able to send out a webmail through Webmill, all you need to do is click on Webmill at the very top part of your software. From there, you can follow the following prompts to be able to send out that webmail. One thing to keep in mind is that you do need to have an email set up in your Webmill as well as a provider.
Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. If you have additional questions, please call our support line at 503-363-5432 or access our complete online manual at opendental.com. And to make sure you're staying up to date on our latest training videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications.